Hi everybody, it's Dr. Eric Balkavage. We're back for episode 2 of the Peripheral Neuropathy and Diabetic Learning series. And today I want to talk about the 6 primary mechanisms that actually cause neuropathy. And it really doesn't matter what's causing your neuropathy. Is it a toxicity issue? Is it a diabetic issue? Is it an infection issue? Whatever the stress trigger is that's causing damage to your nerve, the damage is caused by these mechanisms, okay? So these are important things. I'll break each one of these out on an individual video, but today we're just going to generally cover all of these categories. And these things were all written up in a paper called Mechanisms of Distal Axonal Degeneration in Peripheral Neuropathy. It's a 2015 paper you can find on PubMed. But one of the first mechanisms that they talk about is altered metabolism of nerve cells. So if you change the normal metabolism, the normal energy production cycle of a nerve cell, it's going to lead to neuropathy. The second major thing is covalent modification. Now, what does that mean? That means the proteins that are important for the chemistry of the body are changed by these things called advanced glycolylated end products. They call them AGEs. So when you have high blood sugar, let's say, the high blood sugar circulating around glycolylates these proteins and changes how they work. When the proteins don't work the way they're supposed to, this can lead to peripheral neuropathy. We can have the third issue, which is altered organelle function and the increased production of reactive oxygen and reactive nitrogen species. So essentially, organelles, the little pieces inside your nerve cells, they become dysregulated or dysfunctional. And when they become dysfunctional, they start to produce these things called reactive oxygen and reactive nitrogen species. And that causes damage to the nerve, and that can trigger then the symptoms of neuropathy and nerve damage. Fourth, we get altered intracellular and inflammatory signaling. So the intracellular signaling that's supposed to go on to help maintain healthy neurons gets out of control, and we get an excessive inflammatory process occurring, and that too is part of this mechanism of peripheral neuropathy. Then we see slowed axonal transport, which means the nerve signals just don't move as fast as they should. And then 6, we see altered ion channel dynamics and expression, and that just means that the molecules that have to go in and out of the cells go through channels. And when we have this process going on, those channels that carry important molecules for the health of a neuron, those channels get disrupted. Okay? So these are the 6 primary mechanisms, and it doesn't matter what caused your neuropathy, whether it's diabetes or an infection or heavy metal toxicity or nutrient depletion. Once that process kicks in, these are all the things that occur that cause you to have nerve cell damage. Okay? So again, this information is found in a paper called Mechanisms of Distal Axonal Degeneration of Peripheral Neuropathy, and it's a 2015 paper. You can find that in PubMed.